Oh, Anne-Marie, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to us.
Yeah, that's so sweet. Hold on, I'm gonna get my headphones. Keep talking.
What am I missing? Anne-Marie said, I really like hanging out with you all.
Yep.
Been looking forward to this all day.
Looking forward to it all day.
That's so nice.
It really is the nicest thing anyone has said to us. You weren't even joking. Somebody actually wanted to see us. What the hell?
Not the usual. You
They
again.
want to see us. Like taking it in like, it's really nice.
We shot that. Okay. So I play music? Get us in the mood?
I put
What's
your
the song? What's the song?
to it so you didn't have to ask this time.
Thank
But I
you.
like it when you asked.
Can you hear that?
Yes.
I can do the choreography if you would like.
I mean, we can all do the.
Yeah, limits of my choreography abilities.
Careful with the shoulder. Careful, careful.
Blow my shoulder out.
Yeah.
Women.
The joy is I get to watch the video.
You really want me to text you, Jimin? Fine.
Yeah, if I have to.
You want my picture, Taehyung? Fine.
Come on in, everybody. The water is fine. We were missed, and people wanted to see us.
Oh, I have to show you. It just popped up when I opened Twitter. This just popped up when I opened Twitter. It just says, I miss Yoongi. Can you see this?
Oh, Yoongi. It's really sad how much I know this choreography.
You can see it in your head.
50 dance practices for it. So
Oh, here's my boy.
Take it, Hobie.
She's not. Christina's being told that she's muted, and she's not even paying attention.
I'm not singing.
She's so
Don't
into
worry.
it.
She's probably muting
Christina has
for
a family at her house.
muting for a reason, guys. It's fine.
Look at it.
Look at us. Anyway, I'm gonna have to save this picture of like 40,000 eggheads.
Oh, we missed that part where they go. They all duck down. So cute.
I like the soap moment where they do that. Patricia,
Uh-huh.
do the finger
Oh yeah,
dancing.
so cute. Yes. There was a question about the UNICEF stuff, Katie. Leslie's asking.
Oh, Leslie, sorry.
But luckily, it's
Let me go
next
back
on
and
the
find it.
agenda.
It is
What was
next on the
the
agenda.
question?
Leslie.
I don't think it came across yet. I think I'm on a delay. What did
I
she
think
ask?
she said. I think she just said people are asking about it.
Yes,
So,
we're-
are you
Yes,
going to
somebody had a
cover it
question
again?
about- Yes, we are going to cover it. And well, should I spoil the total before I post it on? So I feel like the people on the live should get a preview.
They should tell you.
Yeah. They should guess. They should guess.
Yes.
They should guess.
The
Whoever
presses.
gets.
Because they missed it.
Yeah.
They should guess. Guess how much money we've got right now.
The last update that Katie gave was what, over 11,000?
Oh,
that was
you
last
should.
night.
Oh.
That was
Cutting off at 8 p.m. every night. That's the cutoff for that day's total.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, you
Who's
guys
going to get
are-
the closest when you see somebody close? This is like the Price is Right. People are going like $1.
D was pretty close.
No
Maxine was
whammies,
pretty
no
close.
whammies, no whammies. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. What
We
is
are
it?
at 13,488.
Wow, Karen.
Whoa!
And there is a pending pretty big donation. So,
not the point.
Nothing. There you go. Point
Take that, Hannah.
00. Oh my gosh, that's
50 cents.
amazing.
Don't
That's
invoke her.
amazing.
Don't invoke her. You don't know what will happen during our live.
Yeah.
Just
Everybody that donated, everybody that's helped spread the word, everybody that retweeted, reposted, thank you.
Yes,
That's incredible.
Thank you so much.
Well, and Katie's brilliance for coming up with the idea in the first place.
Katie
Yeah.
just like pulled that out of her left ear. She was
Really
like,
did.
let's do this. And we were like, yeah,
I'm pretty
that
sure everybody
sounds
was
cool.
like, another thing, Katie, really? So like, hey guys, what if we do a UNICEF fundraiser?
Came into my DMs and she was like, "How mad at me would you be for this?" And I was like, "I'm mad." And I was like, "I mean, as long as it's not gonna like stretch you or the rest of us like way thinner." Like, why would
Yeah.
you
Fine, it's only one
be mad about wanting to raise money for people?
but that's kind of why
Exactly.
it's only going to last a week, because it is a phenomenal amount of work for what I thought.
It is, but also I think I like when donation campaigns have enough time for you to spread the word about it, but not so long that people want to wait to donate. Like it's
Start
like
getting like
yeah.
tired of it.
exactly. Exactly. Yeah, you got to hit people like, here, do it
I
now,
think
because
the amount of time is perfect.
right. The
Well,
7
and
days
I mean,
was
I haven't even
great.
talked to them about this yet because it's been a week. But like, I was thinking, if this goes well, we could bring it back. Like, maybe we could do it for Festa every year or something. You know what I mean? Like, we could bring
Yeah,
it back.
we could
It's a
do it
hashtag
again.
that won't go bad.
Oh yeah, for
We
sure.
can do it over and over and over again.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
'Cause we
The
were-
next
we
time
were
some
all
bad shit
sitting
happens to
around,
BTS.
we were all just sitting around like, God, the internet sucks right now. Why are people terrible?
And I was like, how do we donate money to charity?
Really
What?
wanting
Nothing like rage to get people to donate.
or donut.
Or donut.
Or donut. I like to rage and then donate. I think
donate.
it's-
Despite
sense.
all-
So we are going to cover it, and then I'm probably going to do some chores around my house with you guys. So
Let's be real. If this was an actual office like fundraiser, they would be selling donuts, and they'd be like $8 a piece for the
Right.
You know. So
Yeah,
Right.
big
You
You know, I used to
sale.
hawk the
Yeah.
shit out of that wrapping paper that they used to make us sell in
some
school.
of it was really good, though.
Something was really nice. I used to make bank on that, and not to brag, but I was usually the top cookie seller in my class.
Oh, little Girl Scout Lisa, I was not.
well,
That
in
was
a little bit of
absolutely-
seriousness,
I could
it
never
does
sell
make me
anything.
proud to know that so many people are saying they are proud to be a part of the project right now. So that means a lot. We appreciate that.
Yes, we do.
Especially right now. It's been a rough few weeks. It's been a rough few weeks, guys.
Yep. Yeah.
For everyone.
Listen, on all fronts, internet and real life,
Yeah,
with BTS, without BTS. I mean, it is.
it has been a rough few weeks, and we're all of us, you guys included, we're all that's just out here doing our best, and that's that's all we can do.
We are doing our best.
Yep.
But
And as Em would tell us, you're doing great, sweetie.
yeah, everyone just give yourself a little pat on the back and tell yourself really quickly, you're doing great, sweetie.
You're doing great. If you ever need someone
You
to
are.
tell you that, go to Em.
Yeah,
She's really good
Em
at
is
it.
good. Em
She's
is really
really-
good.
she did it real well.
Yeah.
She's good at that. We're getting asked, how is Doc?
Doc is
Doc-
doing okay.
Yeah.
He's doing okay.
Yeah.
She's been checking in with us and popping in here and there and doing her things, but she's spending lots of much needed family time right now. So, but she's doing good.
Yep.
As good as the
She'll be back soon.
Right.
We miss her.
Yeah, we miss her.
We
I
miss
told her
her a
today
lot.
I missed her face.
Yeah, we do. We definitely miss her.
Yep. But she is very happy to be hearing from you guys as well.
Yes. Okay. Can I go through and answer a few questions real quick?
Yes,
Just
I'm
because we're
seeing
getting a
it.
lot of questions.
Yes.
I did a little FAQ video on this earlier on the project account. Sorry, I'll stop filing my nails. Yes, so to answer your question, yes, we will accept from any UNICEF website from any country. Some of the countries' websites give you a spot where you can like direct the money. Anything UNICEF does, direct it wherever you want. Mine, I think I just put I put the hashtag in BTS Army or something. Yes, you can give us any form of a screenshot that says you donated to UNICEF and has a date on it. I've had people take pictures of their computer screen with their phone and email it in. I've had people send like a little snippet of their bank statement without anything else showing, but just showing UNICEF and the dollar amount and the date. Any of that works. The place that you send it, please, is the form at btsonmymind.card, CARRD.co. And that URL is on the video we put on the project account, and it's all over the place. So that website, it's a very small website. It has a link to the UNICEF website, and then right below it has a link to the tracking form. And we do have a real person put eyes on every receipt. There's like 3 of us doing it, and make sure that it, ticks and ties, it's the right dollar amount before it gets counted. What else? Does that answer everything? And yeah, I said in the video, we had a few people say, I'm a monthly donor. We're counting 1 month of donations if you're a monthly donor already. So just send us this month's receipt and we'll include that.
Nice.
And somebody asked, is it reaching South Korea? It's reached like all over the place. We had a donation from Iran, which really shocked me. We've had a number of Indian donations. I think right now our biggest donation was from Myanmar.
Randomly.
And we had some Korean. We had a few big K Army accounts share it, and so we've had some Korean donations. I just today got the Korean translation, so I can make the graphic in Korean and post it on Twitter. So yeah, it's reaching.
Very cool.
Because we did it. We have it right now. I've seen it in Spanish, French,
English. I've been trying to find somebody to translate it to Japanese, and I haven't had any luck because I know there's a lot of Army in Japan.
A lot of big fun clubs in Latin America are tweeting the campaign with the hashtag all across Latin America.
It's everywhere,
it's
but
really cool.
You can find it here on TikTok, on our accounts. You can find it on Twitter, on any of our social media accounts. Army Project 529. You can find information about this donation campaign.
Here, Facebook, Threads, Blue Sky, Twitter, primarily Twitter, but that's where it's mostly active. On the Discord, what else? Instagram.
And people, when they're retweeting it in Twitter, they're saying really nice things. Just like, I'm so proud to be part of Army, that we are spreading positivity and doing things right. And it's been really sweet to read all those. I try to repost as many as I can.
We're going to circle
on the TikTok
later.
Yeah, every night on TikTok, I've been posting the daily total with some of the nice tweets I've seen from that day. And so if you're having a shitty day, go back and find those and read them because they make me happy. We got today a really nice compliment from Colin SH3, who's a translator on Twitter. We've had a lot of his translations in the Discord before. He does really detailed translations of when like BTS writes letters to us. And I've been trying to get in his replies and be like, hey, can you translate something for us? And he finally answered and was like, oh my God, I love this. I think he said marvelous. It was really nice.
Oh, that's cute.
He said he actually looked at our project and thought it was great.
Yeah.
Yep. And yeah, that's part of what's taking time is I'm just out here just like messaging. Anytime I see somebody say, oh, I wish we could donate for UNICEF, I'm like there in their replies like, hi, have you heard of this?
Hello.
I heard you'd like to donate for BTS.
Do you know BTS?
like a little pocket squirrel. Just Katie's like, do you know? I made a UNICEF campaign.
Do you know Army?
Do you know BTS?
Do you know AP 529?
I love it. I love it.
0.1% of Army does.
I know.
That's right.
We're popping.
Hey, at least 12 people know about us.
12 people know about us.
Popping. It's popping.
It's popping, man.
All right.
I'm sure one of the
Christina go
mods
next.
could get you some Discord instructions. Although if you go to Army Project 529 / armyproject529.com/links, Jesus Christ, like I've never said that before. You'll find the link for our Discord.
Yes.
Yep.
Discord.
Christina.
Okay, next. The JK design. We're so close. We're so close.
So close.
Katie and I. It's not taking the longest. It's always the last 3% on a design where you're trying to figure out exactly where you're trying to figure out like, okay, which exactly sort of transparency, color, font, everything that we need for this. So I pretty sure though, Katie and I, if you give us just another day, with it, we should have that done. So
Which text? How big should the text
One
be?
more
What
day.
color should the text be?
Just one
just
day.
one more day. Just one more day.
Did we preview it here last week?
One day.
We did, yes, we did. I'll do it again.
Don't make
We
me
all
go
went
get the
for
Les
different
Mis
songs.
music.
I was like,
Oh my! We
Give me
really
a
did.
tissue, Les Mis.
Hold on. It's this one.
I'm done.
Kablamo.
So there's
this is
there's
the
text
JK.
above and below that picture that is what we're debating.
Right.
I love
right.
it.
That
But-
tiger lily, man. That tiger lily.
I know, isn't it cool?
Listen, Boo, a lot of us up here are got the ADHD.
If you can't tell.
So welcome to the party.
Yeah.
The number of
It's all
times a
good.
week that I ask myself, how am I supposed to be the
529.
executive function for a child when I don't have any myself?
Right?
I know. I know.
You definitely need
529.com. That is our website. ArmyProject529.com. That is a
Thank
great
you.
place to start.
Yeah.
Thank you. Everybody's being so nice. And this design in particular, we had finally gotten enough requests of people saying, "Hey, I don't want really a T-shirt, but will you sell it maybe like on something else, like a poster or something, so we can do it for wall art?" And so we're like, "Yeah, all right." So we're looking into that as well. So thanks.
And
Thanks for
maybe
the
when
kind
all done, maybe a
words.
blanket or a poster or a,
Yeah.
things are happening.
So
That would make a really cool blanket, actually. They all would.
Well, what if we
They
made like a blanket of
will.
all of them?
I was going to say,
Like
like
a-
a quilt looking thing with all
Yes.
design.
Yes.
nice.
Wrap
That would be
yourself
so
That's your
cool.
grandma's quilt.
You know,
It could be if she's into BTS.
Kimberly asked if they come in hoodies. It is so hot where we live that the concept of hoodies hasn't even crossed our minds, but we can easily put it on a hoodie.
Yes.
And Christina said this before, any design we make, we can put on almost any product. So if you don't see it on our website,
Anything.
go to the contact form on our website and send us an email, and bada bing, bada
Yeah.
boom, we can make that happen.
And because we own these designs and we created them too, if we need to do something that changes a little bit of it just so it fits better on something like a mug or something, we can do that too. So no worries. Ask away. Make your wish list.
They look really good on mugs. They do.
Mugs.
I feel like Quince
love
is
some mugs.
doing Seven. I can just see doing the chorus of Seven in your head.
I don't know what I was doing. I was just kind of like,
I saw this happening.
Ooh, Evie, yes,
Somebody
please
brought
post
up
your J-Hope
somebody
shirt.
brought up ADHD and it was like it just triggered. So I was like,
Just triggered. Oh, okay. I'm next.
All right,
Sorry,
here we
before
go,
we go
here we
too
go.
far down the rabbit hole. All right, so Patreon.
Patreon
For those who are new
shout-outs.
here, I'll explain. We have a Patreon to help support all the work we do. We have a website, we have a Discord, we have a blog we put out every week. We have these lives. We have a lot of things that we do and a lot of software and stuff that we pay for to make it happen. So if you would like to support the project, we have a Patreon. There are 3 tiers, $3, $5, and $10 a month. Each tier you can see on the website has some different benefits that go with it. The $10 a month tier comes with access to a private Discord channel with us. What else? And I think 2 of the tiers come with, you get a shout out on live. So we've been doing the last month of subscribers get a shout out.
discounts on merch.
Oh yeah, discounts on merch. I think at least 2 of the tiers come with a discount on merch. It's just different things. And everything we've been doing since January that was free continues to be free. That was very important to us. So everything that's in the Patreon is special. Sometimes they get sneak previews of content or products that are coming out, etc.
We've been dropping like sneak previews of stuff every week, pretty much.
Yep.
Right.
What else? Oh, if you would like to find the Patreon, for whatever reason, we don't show up in the search box on Patreon. But if you go to patreon.com/armyproject529, that will get you there. Or if you go to our website, armyproject529.com, there's a purple button in the top right, and that will take you to there as well. So let's real quick do our last month of subscribers. And thank you guys so much for helping support this. It really does help.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's see. 18. Is it raining at someone's house?
Me.
Okay.
There's a
New York-
storm
New York Knicks.
outside. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
New York's New Yorking.
Angel, Melanie, Paige, Jeanette, Jennifer, Audrey, Chatty, Tammy, Angie, and Donna.
Tiny
And I
JK
think-
class. Tiny JK
Tammy,
class.
Tammy, Angie, and Donna were all this week. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
It's all, that's right.
It's always New York, of course. Always New York. My fault. Entirely my fault.
That's awesome, though.
Yes.
Yep.
Full disclosure, you guys, if you put stuff in the comments here, there's no way to go get these after the live is over. And often we can't write stuff down. So please send us a message somewhere else if you have a product request, because we will,
Yes.
we will not see it here.
Yeah, for
we
sure.
don't mean to offend you.
You may have to mute while saying
Yeah.
Yeah, you might have to mute for a second,
just
Patricia.
a little bit.
No, what you need to do is go like,
Patricia.
If it storms all night, what do I do? If it storms all night, what do I do?
We'll just let you in.
Oh.
We'll let you in occasionally. You can say it.
I'm gonna cry.
No, you're fine.
Look,
You're
I
fine.
saw somebody mention in the comments our beautiful Hobie. It is now 2 months.
Hobie, please.
2 months. 60 days sounds like a long time, but 2 months doesn't sound that long, does it?
Can I tell you what I'm picturing in my head? And nobody tell me if it's not going to happen, but here's what I picture. I picture Hobie being freed and going straight to Yoongi's house and just sitting next to him on the couch and just loving on him because he needs that energy back.
I 100% accept this headcanon Delulu.
Yeah.
I think he's just gonna be like, I'm here now. Here I am. And Yugi's gonna be like,
Yeah.
okay, but at the actual moment, I need RM to bring the saxophone back and J-Hope to just break dance.
that'd be nice.
And I want gin with a cake and a box of grapes.
Box of grapes, yeah. I
Box
think we
of
were
grapes.
discussing, did we think
And
that
no,
they were
some
going to
socks.
get back together again?
Yeah, Mar.
If they were going to get back together again for Hobie's discharge, especially with what has happened recently. And I was like, I think yes, because I feel like they've set a precedent and it'll have been long enough. It'll have been long enough to where like, it will be like, this isn't sitting on like on.
It'll be like 80 days later, 80 plus days later.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I
Well, also,
guarantee.
Yoongi wasn't there at the public one.
right,
He was only there for the
He
live.
wasn't there. So the most we would get of him is a photograph anyway.
right. Well, and this would be it. This is all they basically have to do because the next ones, they're all coming out basically one day apart. So
Right.
it wouldn't have
Exactly.
to
One
be
more
the, you know,
dawn.
Yeah.
This will be the last one.
Yoongi was in the car, okay? I believe that.
I do too. He was in the car. Yeah.
I totally believe he was in the
I mean,
Yeah.
that kind of makes sense.
I think they will all get together again because it is the last solo release.
Right.
They did it for Jin. I don't see why they would not do it for Hobie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, passenger princess.
I'm just very glad because out of the people that could, come out next, that it's Hobie. I'm just so excited.
I know.
I just need
I feel like
all
it's been
the.
9 million years since I've seen Hobie, and I know. I know that's
I
not
know.
true. But even like Hope on the Street feels like super far away because I feel like it just went by in like a blip.
Yeah.
I kind of wish we could rewind and do it again because we hadn't quite figured out watch parties at that point yet. When Hope on the Street came out, so I would have loved
Watch
to.
it.
Are you
We're going to get
sure?
accusations now.
I mean, we
Are
can
you
go
sure?
back and watch them, but we can't watch them for the first time again. You know what I mean?
Mondays
Yeah, I hear
Mondays
you.
are going to be open.
Mondays are
Mondays
open.
are going to be open.
You should do that since it's
Last episodes are coming out. I'm
Listen.
doing tomorrow. So
Yeah.
How many episodes were there
Listen.
for Hope on the Street? 6? Was it 6?
6.
We have no idea what is coming down the pipeline for Tusuk. They could be doing a travel show themselves. Who knows?
Margaret said, Volume 2 coming. I firmly believe that man already has Volume 2 done.
Yep.
I firmly believe that we are going, as soon as he is out, not too long after he's out, I think we're going to get a notification about Volume 2. Hope on the Street.
Interesting.
Well, I'm curious
Interesting.
because I thought they already said that Jin's album was coming out fourth quarter. And I don't think they'd release two in the same quarter, but I could be wrong.
No, but
so
here,
J-Hope could be first quarter.
They might have to though, because they're going to butt up against the time when there's going to be group stuff to do. So they gotta their window of time to do solo stuff is shrinking.
Can you believe we're running out of time for solo stuff?
I mean,
I feel like they've done pretty reliably one album per quarter.
Yeah, I mean, you could be right. I you know, who knows? But I do feel like as it gets closer, the things have got to something's got to compress.
Why would you challenge them to release stuff faster?
Faster. Yeah,
I've got an Allen wrench.
As if they haven't released anything, because they haven't.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I have to say it's actually kind of weird waking up for the past week with like nothing on Weverse. It's been a little
Well, but they're keeping it low right now. They're keeping it low
on the DL. I saw somebody, I think I put it on the project Twitter. Somebody was like, "We'll know everything's okay when RM starts posting stories again."
Right. So.
Yeah, but Hobie said he had a 6-month plan for the second he got out. He said he had 6 months worth of things planned.
Oh my gosh.
If Hope on the Street Volume 2 isn't completely done, he's at least done some work on it.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's what I could see him like they could announce it December, come out January. You know what I mean? Because Jin's is probably going to come out October, November. We'll see. We'll see. But we know that they've said fourth quarter.
Yeah. I'm sure we'll get a Tusuk Live at some
For the record, none of this was on the agenda.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, my bad.
Not on the agenda.
Well, we were trying to wait. We were out waiting for Patricia.
I wanted to say something else. If Hobie's coming in 2 months, how long until we all meet in Kansas City?
It's like a month, a little less.
20
Shells will
4
be on this time,
days.
like 20.
25 days.
I can't do math.
Mm.
Especially backwards.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's close. It's very
This
close.
would be called subtraction.
24 days. Debbie just said. 24 days.
20.
Look at
24
that.
days? Seriously?
24 days.
Oh my gosh.
I have not practiced that choreo.
I haven't either. I gotta learn that damn dance.
Me neither.
I ain't worried.
Not a bit.
I think I've decided I'm just gonna film it. I'll just be the filming person and be like, "You're doing great, sweeties."
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of volunteers to film in this group. I'm just saying.
Yeah. You would never forget Jen, Grits. Never, ever,
It's
ever
all on
would
the
we
agenda.
forget
We
Jen.
just got sidetracked talking about Hobie
Yeah.
because somebody commented about Hobie coming back.
Don't worry.
Yeah. Don't worry.
We just had a squirrel moment.
Sukjin is sick. Don't worry.
Nobody got my joke.
What? The
We
squirrel?
just had a
What?
squirrel moment.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
A
we did.
squirrel
Totally.
moment? Yeah.
Totally. Katie.
Squirrel.
Katie.
Just guys.
All right, next. Who's next? Patricia, go,
Okay,
go, go.
I am next. Next is Are You Sure? Episode 3 came out. Matinee Chaos in Jeju. Favorite moments. Anybody wants to share favorite moments in the chat? That would be great.
Wow. What's your favorite moment? There was so many.
What was your favorite moment? There were so many.
They were so cute.
I can start with mine.
Okay, go.
V running away from Jimin and Jimin following him
With the song.
with a Sam in the middle of the street in Jeju, crossing cars that are probably thinking,
like,
"Who are these
imagine-
2 crazy idiots?"
Imagine if you
Yeah.
were just out for your day. Imagine if you were just out for your day, and then all of a sudden, these 2 idiots who Bangtan Sonyeondan just run at like full speed, and one of them doesn't have shoes on, and they're screaming at each other, and he's waving food.
I mean, and those shoes. Did you see those shoes?
He did the Taeyang.
There were so many memes about those.
At first, I
So
thought it was
battered.
Taeyang because the heel was smushed down.
Yeah.
But it was Jimin.
So it's, I mean, it's.
There you go. There they go.
My favorite moment was the
They're so great. Oh my God, it's so funny.
Lisa
Anyway.
said the drive-through to young
That's a great moment.
afterwards.
Yes.
My favorite
The
moment
cake-
was when V was up at the thing getting ready to jump, and then he got ready to chicken out, and Jimin was like, "I will kill you if you come back down." I thought that was
Jimin.
hysterical. Laughed my ass off.
I don't think he was
He's like,
playing
"I
it up a little.
sacrificed my lips for you."
I think he was playing it up a little bit because he knew that it was making like Jimin and Jungkook happy. That he was kind
He's
of
like, "Look at me,
scared, you know. I think he was playing because that man had already
I'm growing
decided
up. I'm growing up."
he had already decided he wanted to be in special forces by that time.
Yeah.
He was like,
That's
yeah,
the irony of the ironies.
I better get this right.
And it
Yeah.
was vindication because you remember Run BTS all those years ago when they did the obstacle course and he just sadly missed
The only one that missed it. Oh my god!
down the sandbag. It was like
Even
vindication.
Sean said when we were watching it, Sean goes, "Haven't we seen this before?" And I was like, "Shut up! Don't ruin this for me. It's a different time, okay?"
But still,
Yes.
I mean, like,
Yes.
It was a good one,
Jimin,
Mandela.
Jimin, I don't know what the series has done for poor Jimin because he is like there to get all the beatings. Like,
I just said
bit his slip,
he's out here
nauseous
talking about it.
Jimin. Yeah.
He got
Yeah.
like the scratch on his face. He had that big old band-aid
Yeah, the
on the
Band-Aid.
Yes.
Cheek.
Yeah. Poor thing. Born
Yes.
for pain.
Tape surfing
Yeah.
on JK, yes.
Yeah.
Can we go back to episode 2 for a second?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I haven't actually seen 3 yet. I only saw 2 yesterday. And I told you guys last week that I ordered my daughter a scooter the brand is called Kickboard. This is said scooter. So it does light up wheels.
I
Anyway,
like that the wheels light up.
she-
That's cute.
Yeah, that's cool.
She watched episode 2 with me yesterday morning and kept asking me to turn it off because she was bored. But she got really into the motorcycle. So that scooter, she calls her motorcycle. And so yeah, she always says, "I'm going to go ride on my motorcycle." And yesterday she asked me, "Mama, get on the back," which is what she saw Jimin do.
Yeah. That's
I don't know
awesome.
if she'd ever seen a motorcycle before. So she she learns that from them.
Maisie
Yes.
and JK both cute on their motorcycles.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes.
Yeah, and I'm Jimin.
JK just looked like he belonged on that
Yeah.
motorcycle.
Yeah.
Just
I had to share that.
He's riding one for a while if he has one. So, yep.
yep.
She has the
love-
most 80s helmet ever.
Mm.
Somebody
She,
asked
I
if she have
just
a purple
love
helmet.
all of the giggles, the chaos, the role playing that they do randomly. When I saw somebody mention, JK pulling up next to them on his motorcycle, and like
Mhm.
they're like, "Oh no, we're not who you're looking for." She's like, pretending to be like,
It's like, you idiots. Love it.
Playing thing is truly a Tay Jimin thing. They're the ones that love to do that.
who instigated the most. JK always plays along. He always plays along.
Yeah. But then I love how when he was riding the go-kart and V and Jimin were racing and Jungkook's back there going, "How immature."
Yeah, I know.
How childish.
You little shit. You're the one that is always
You're the one.
the one that turns everything
He was
I
so
noticed
funny.
that between the no shirts thing, and then now they're much more willing to show them, even if they bleep it out. They're much more willing to show them like cussing and stuff. And they're basically preparing us for grown men, even though they were already grown men. But the return of these men that it's going to be totally. Katie, turn your volume off.
Katie, we sound like
Katie, I
we
mean,
sound like
you're
we're
New
inside your
Yorking
sink.
now. You're New Yorking now. You're New Yorking now.
I was in the sink. She's just
get all the
dunking me in the
noise,
water.
but man,
I'm like, talk through it. Stay focused.
She loves this sound. Oh my god. All right. One question though. Anybody who watched the episode, when they were singing I'll be you're right. Did Disney allow the
Yes.
explicit version to get
It
through?
was the explicit version, and they
Jim is
Wait.
sad. Yeah,
It
Jimmy's
was.
Third episode they did?
Played-
Okay, in the
and
second
also
episode.
in J-Hope, they played Arson too, and they played the part where he says "fuck off."
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
That's
They're
then we
letting
did
him
hear that
grow
correctly.
up. They're letting them.
I peeped.
I mean, they are shirtless. They are shirtless for a long period of time on episode
Gone are the
3.
days of the BT
With
21
no
stickers.
Yep.
R.I.P.
and I will
BT
not
21
mention-
stickers.
I will not mention it. I will not mention what the clip was, but the
We don't
number
have
of
to mention
times-
it. Everyone
the number of
knows.
times
I don't-
was
I haven't seen
dealing
it.
a particular moment in time. Do you know how many times? Do you know how many times?
Oh,
I was
that
like,
one.
I am
Even I know
cannot
that one.
unsee that now. I cannot unsee it. People I've never even spoken to. Same. Okay, hold on. For this,
It's almost like I
Listen.
should come with like the CC of relevant to your interests.
Okay. This is all right. People are asking, what are we talking about? I'll tell you exactly what we're talking about. No, wait. I'll do it right. Taeyong walks out of a bedroom door and JK is waiting to shoot him with the squirt gun. Enough said. You don't need to see anything. You don't need to say anything else. Go to that
Not
part.
where I thought the sentence was
The
going.
bathroom or whatever.
Go to
it
that
is
part.
he walks out of.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
not right now.
Not right now.
Well, no, not right
Don't
now.
go. Don't go now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't go. But I've seen TikTok.
He's wearing, what is he
So-
wearing? He's wearing swim trunks.
Swim shorts.
Yes. Yeah.
It's wearing some trunks. It's no big deal. It's wearing some trunks.
No, they're just going for a swim. And
Yeah,
was
They're
playing with
going
the
for a
others.
swim. You got swim trunks on. How you do? Yes. And there's just cameras,
Yes.
as one does. The end.
and then he and JK proceed to be 5-year-olds in the pool, and
Yeah.
Yes,
he surfs on JK, which was hilarious.
that was very good. And Jimin, you know what, baby? I
Jimin
don't know
just-
why you didn't at least crawl on a couch to take a nap or on
No,
a
he was
bed.
good when he
Yeah.
was.
Yep.
Dude,
Just
that
on the
one was
hard ass
awkward.
concrete, just gonna put that sweet little head right on the concrete. I don't know.
Just done. Just absolutely done.
I just, I'm not.
I mean, my back was hurting just watching that.
Yeah, I wasn't. He must have been
was his.
really tired.
Yeah.
Really
They
tired.
did say it was cooler on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I get that.
He's sore everywhere after wearing those shoes.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
Those were not supportive. And I saw somebody post, they were like, $gajillion shoes or something. Not anymore, they're not.
yeah. He
How
broke them in.
JK just like resignedly picks him up and sighed. You could just hear him sigh as he bent over with the
He was
camera.
like,
I mean, JK's kind of the magnet that acts more like an adult, and he even says
Sometimes he does.
yeah. Like
Sometimes
they're
he
in the
does.
cards. He's like, oh, there they are,
Yeah.
acting like children.
But then again, sometimes he was just being a little shit.
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Then he drove around and he did like a bunch of like wheelies in front of them to tell him how wonderful he is.
I love it though. I love it because it's just, I don't know. There's a special kind of energy with the Macnays, and it's so much fun. It's always fun.
It is. It's a very special kind of energy.
Well, it's funny to me that when the three of them are together, Kay definitely acts younger with JK, and Jimin tries to act the older.
Yes, Taeyong has middle child energy for
yes,
sure.
yes, for sure, for sure. And then
Somebody said I
Jimin
love their
starts
playfulness,
reminding
and I
me
thought
of
they were gonna say-
RM, and just being like, "Oh my god, these two!" Like like he has to corral them.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
like for sure, even him just showing up when he wasn't supposed to be there originally is big middle child energy.
Totally, totally.
Somebody in the comments said they love their playfulness, and I thought they were going to say I love their play dates, and I was like, yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Those are accurate.
Play date.
What
Yeah.
these are, aren't they? They're like play dates.
They're like,
I know.
Spot the lie.
And the fact
Yeah.
that it's like it was so. I mean, he waited so long. They walk in and there's like a bed on the floor for him. They're like, "Okay, here you go." Which they're all going to end up probably the same bed anyway. So what difference does it make? But
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. That's fun stuff though.
It was
Fun
a lot
stuff.
of fun. It was great. And next, so
So episode 4 is coming out this week, and we will be watching it. We'll have a watch party on Friday. We'll be watching it. We don't know what the status is with Runjin. We don't know if we're getting a new episode this week or if we have to wait for it. But if their Runjin episode comes out this week, we will watch it along with the thing.
Okay, can I ask a question real fast before we move on? How many people do you think, if Tay came through a drive-through and you were on the other end, listening to him do that, would you not recognize his voice? Like, I would be like, that is so Tay. Unless it was just
I know,
totally
but like
messed up
we're a
with speaker
special
system,
level of
but
weird.
Yeah. If you're not like
expecting
somebody who pays as much attention to them as we do, like, I mean, I'm sure like on some level, most, if not all Koreans have heard of BTS. They know who BTS is. Like they've seen their pictures, they've seen them in commercials. But if they don't pay attention to them like we do, and you're just at work at your coffee shop job on a Wednesday or some shit, and all of a sudden a voice comes through the speaker, and you're just like, I feel like maybe I might have heard that voice before, but I don't know from where.
Right. And then when you hear the second one come in of Jimin trying to correct them, I was just like, oh my God.
Yeah, we would lose our minds because we would lose our minds. Squirrel.
Yeah, we have the voice fingerprint like embedded in our souls.
Yeah,
Like,
we
do you
would.
want extra whipped cream, Tay? Would
Like
you
that
like that,
girl-
Tay?
Day.
It's the
Like that
eternal
girl at
irony
Dick's
of like,
when they
I
were-
cannot just, it's the eternal irony when you want to know their names and you cannot distinguish one from the other because they're constantly changing their hair color. And by the 6 months, you can recognize their pinky finger. So,
Right.
It's
You know,
true. It's true.
Just the barest timbre of voice.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, we get to that point. But yeah, it was like that girl in Dick's Sporting Goods who heard Jimin first before she saw him.
Yeah.
And was like, huh?
Damn.
Okay, sorry, I just had to detract. I had to.
No. The note that I put on the watch party for next
Watch
week
party.
with me announcing that.
yeah,
Anybody who's looking at the agenda?
I saw question marks. So that's why I wasn't announcing. But if you want to announce, Quinn, go ahead.
We've been doing giveaways in the watch parties for Are You Sure? We're going to continue that this coming Friday. We will be giving away a copy of Muse, Jimin's
Muse.
It will be the Serenade version, which is the yellow.
The yellow. Yep.
It's got some really good graphics in it, or artwork
Yeah,
and
it does.
photos.
It does.
It's personally more my style. They're both great, but the yellow one.
Yes, and again, this is going to be a U.S. only giveaway because our donor is in the U.S. Shout out to Mary 7 from the
Mary, Mary, why you bugging?
shout out to her for her kind donation of Women's Muse. So
Yes, thank you.
we'll be giving that away during the watch party on Friday. And as per usual, we will be coming up with a question that is pertinent to the episode for you guys to answer to win the prize. And congratulations to Mace,
Mace.
who was the winner of the Astronaut album that we gave away this past Friday.
Not only was she the winner of the astronaut, but it was her very first watch party with us, which is really cool.
Beginner's luck.
First watch
So
party.
yes, and thank you, Kit and Nakari, for donating that Astronaut album.
Yes. Thank you. It was very sweet.
Yes. So we're enjoying this little run of giveaways with our watch parties and everybody having a good time. Everybody's like paying like super close attention to. They don't know what we're gonna ask, but you know.
Neither do we until the last second.
Nope.
Nope.
But that's part of the fun.
Fine.
Okay. Who's next?
Okay, who's next? Steph is
me.
next.
Okay, so run, Jen, run.
Run, Jen.
Run.
So we got to see our man hiking and bitching and trying to get people to congratulate him for a good 8 hours. Well, he marched for 8 hours. We got to see 35 minutes of it, 26 minutes of it, something like that. But It was adorable. He was adorable.
It's adorable.
Adorable.
He's so cute.
I just,
What were your favorite moments? What was it? What was everybody's favorite moment?
You know, I love Jin being like peak of Jin, but I have to say I was really surprised. My favorite moment was like at the end when he reached the peak and he got a little bit emotional, and it was because he had said that it was a personal goal of his. Like that's why he wanted this first episode to be him 5 days after he got discharged, climbing to the top of Mount, what is it, Halasan?
Halasan. I think Halasan means Mount whatever.
In South Korea. And so it was like a personal goal of his. He wanted to do that. And it was kind of like I made it through the army kind of thing. I made it through. I got discharged. I didn't get hurt. And I didn't realize how much it meant to him until he got to the top. And, you know, they said that, you know, like the reason this happened was because he was so determined.
aww.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite moment. He got a little emotional and he was like, I made it. I did it. I'm safe. And I was like, because we try not to, I don't want to bring it down, but we try not to think about that, right? We try not to think about the fact that they are enlisted in the military and essentially their country is at war. And so, you know, but that was my favorite moment. But I did also like him complaining about the kids taking his snacks when he gave them away freely.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
that was pretty good.
I love him running down the hill. He's like, I'm done. I'm done with this.
Yeah.
I saw it on the way up, so
Yeah.
now I'm gonna just run the way down.
And Steph's like, nope,
Right.
nope, we're too old for
Using the
that.
crew.
Can't be doing that. Yeah.
So we just read it out and they were like, nope.
No, they're like, no. They're like, listen,
Did you
we
notice how dramatically he was walking when he had to slow it down?
right.
Like stick.
He's like,
Yes. Yes. Yeah, he ditched everybody. Yeah. Exactly. That was great. But just I don't know, all his little mannerisms, you know, and just his annoyance when he gets annoyed and it's ice. And I don't know, miss him so much.
Yeah.
So glad
I
he's back.
like him fighting with a camera when he was getting out of the house.
Yes. That it wouldn't recognize him.
What are you doing?
Look at
How
me.
does he not recognize me? Like this face. How are you not?
Yeah, it's like as if it's not his fault, you know? It's
He's
the
like-
fault of the camera. Yeah.
So funny.
I mean,
Well, and Joy makes a great point. Like, I think one of the things we were all wondering when they went in was, will they be the same when they come out? And he's exactly the same person. Now that he's out.
exactly.
There's no change there. And I think that's a
Exactly.
very comforting reality, you know?
As a matter of fact, I hope that his personality rubbed off on everyone he came in contact with at the military. So that these people, the rest of the people come out, they're like, where did I get that from? Jin just wormed into their brain.
There's all of a sudden they're telling you way more dad jokes than they ever thought they were in their entire life. And they're like,
I like that.
Makes
I like
me
that.
even more excited for Hobie. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't wait. Because some of them had made the comment that like Hobie had changed a little bit.
yeah.
It was like months and months and months ago. So I don't know. I really don't know.
We'll
I mean,
But that's also from the perspective of all of them who had been out, and maybe they don't understand how much you sort of have to change your
Yeah.
personality while you're in there. But that doesn't mean it has to stay. You know what I mean? Like you're following certain rules and routines.
yeah.
And
I think they said he was more serious,
yeah,
Yeah, it was a little more
but
serious.
he's always been able to be serious. He just chose not to be a lot of the time.
right.
Yeah, no, I think you're right because I mean, all of us do kind of, you know, you go to work in a professional environment and you do kind of put that mask on a little bit and then you come home and you can take it off. So, yeah.
Yeah.
We all have different personas.
Yes.
Persona.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we love him.
He's gonna talk about that later. That's what
More
I'm like.
gin.
So
More
the other
gin.
show that he just did, somebody was asking about that a minute ago, but we don't get that here in the States, right?
Yeah, the hotel one.
Yeah.
We're still trying to get, believe you me, Riven, who is living here in the comments as one of our moderators, she will let us know the second that anything involving Jin becomes available for us to be able to watch. She's been keeping an eye on it, but so far that hotel one is not available. Half Star Hotel, thank you, is not available with English subtitles yet, like outside of, and it's not really available outside of Korea yet. I know where there's a will, there's a way, obviously, but there's no English subtitles on it yet that we know of or anything like that. So I've seen clips. I've seen some clips from it.
Yeah.
It looks funny as heck.
It does. It does.
Yeah.
It looks very interesting. So hopefully, yes, she will chase it down. Don't worry.
We have Riven for that. Riven is going to find out when it comes out with subtitles. She's going to be the first that's going to get her hands on it. So,
and we don't know when the next Runjin episode is coming out either, as Patricia said a little earlier. They didn't announce it. They just said that there's more coming, but they didn't give a schedule. So when it drops, we'll
be ready to watch it.
Yep.
Because we're ready with everything they drop.
Yep.
I mean,
I don't know that we're ever really ready, but we do our best.
We try.
We try. We'll get it on some random Wednesday afternoon or something. When
What a nice little lunch. Everybody give Katie a big
Katie, nicely done.
a big burst of energy because
Nicely
her
done.
daughter is starting preschool tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yay.
It's Mimosas and Run BTS episodes for Katie. Drop the kid off. Love you. Bye.
Look
She's
what
gonna
song
do
they're doing behind me on the screen. Can you
a
see?
little tumble out of the car just in case it's gonna keep going. She's just not even gonna slow down. Just tuck and roll. Tuck and roll.
We are completely joking.
Stephanie, are you
We are
watching
completely
it
joking.
While we're live,
What is she watching now?
it's behind me, but I just happened to see that they were doing Boy with Love, so I'm showing everybody.
Oh,
God.
You know you're deep in the sauce. You know
Yeah.
you're deep in the sauce. When you're
Really.
talking about BTS
Close,
and they're
hold
also on the TV like 5 feet away from you.
Yep.
Behind me.
Yep. That's very exciting, though.
I can't hear it though. It's just psychic. I know what's going on behind me because I've watched it 5,000 times.
We know.
That's fair.
Yeah.
All right. Am I next?
Yes.
Okay. So like Twitter X, right?
Our week tea. This is our week tea segment.
Okay. So
We
you
have a
were,
week tea segment now.
yeah, you were with us 2 weeks ago when we were having a super hard time on Twitter X
Rewind.
when we went viral for all the wrong reasons, right? So y'all remember that. Okay.
Public enemy number one.
Well, to the
To certain people.
faction, to a certain faction. Yeah, everybody else was like, hell yeah. Oh, the certain faction was like.
Right.
So
They're loud.
fast forward 2 weeks, and we have this fundraiser going on that Katie put together that's getting a lot of traction on Twitter, and people are really loving it, and big accounts are retweeting it and everything like that. And so the positive energy is going up and up and up and up. And I've been spending a lot of time on Twitter X, finding people to follow and stuff like that. So I told Katie, I said, listen, I'm going to make a video for the UNICEF campaign. And she's like, great, post it when it's done. Great. But then right before that, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to make a throwaway video. I'm going to just talk on my ass and talk about how the cool thing I saw on Twitter X about the companies that were pulling their support from JTBC channel because of their misreporting on Yoongi. And that went kind of viral. I think I'm at 75,000 views for that, which is way beyond what my normal videos get. Way beyond.
Nobody gets that.
I woke up Saturday morning to my inbox just completely flooded with all these comments. And the majority of them were super, super positive and I even had some Twitter army that really aren't on TikTok come to that video and say, thank you so much because we do a lot for the boys on Twitter. And I feel like TikTok armies sometimes don't know everything that we do. And I was like, well, we got to give you guys some love because you guys are in the trenches, man. Twitter X is a wild place. Wild place.
Like the Wild West. The Wild West out there.
Yeah. And information moves super fast. Hashtags trending. There are people that are just there to go after antis. So like there's just people like their whole job is to find people that tweet anti stuff about BTS and then go and like fight them. So it's a rough place. But I mean what I say when I say that they are the backbone of a lot of things because that particular app, news travels the fastest and the farthest on that particular app, right? Yeah. There's no question about it.
Whether good or bad.
Whether good or bad, the information highway on there is the super, super fastest. And so that video, I didn't expect that to happen. And as I was watching the numbers go up, I'm telling Katie, I'm like, and Katie goes, it's always the throwaway ones where you're not even thinking about it. That was just my draft that I did before the video that I had to do. So, but let me tell you something cool that's coming out of it. I'm getting a lot of contacts from people that are saying, hey, look, I would love to get on Twitter X, but I don't know how to do it. So if you had a startup guide, that'd be great. I will totally do that. I have a Twitter army that are like, listen, there's some things that TikTok army could be doing better to support our guys. And I'm like, tell me, and I will, pass that information along. And then there's other people that are like, I am never going to that hellhole ever. But if there's something good, if there's something good that's happening on X, will you please tell us? Because we would like to, give kudos and we want to hear the good news about what Army's doing on Twitter X. So I will do that too. So somehow I sort of became like the patron saint of the bridge between TikTok and Twitter, I guess. I don't know.
We've been trying to do that for a while.
Yeah, but I would really, listen, if everybody who wants to be on both apps would do me a solid, okay? I really, really want to call us the Tweeter Talks. I really think that we could make that happen. As a secondary offering, I give you the Clock and Robbins. Tweet, Clock and Robbins.
The Tweeter Talk sounds a lot like a barbershop quartet.
Yeah. We could be the Clock and Robbins or the Tweeter Talks, but I think those are two very solid choices. Okay. Just think about it.
I don't want to, but I feel like it would be a contractual obligation to actually dress like you are in a barbershop. I can't tell you how much I don't want to do it. I see it in my...
Who's got a straw hat and some seersucker, guys?
No.
For some reason, I just feel like that is like just the concept. It's not vulgar, but it feels like it feels really dirty. It feels...
Oh boy. Anyways,
said we actually brought up this topic. I think earlier today we were talking about it. Somebody said a list of X accounts to follow would be helpful. Here's the thing about that is that, and this is a little bit that I know as well. Here's the thing about that is that Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, changes so quickly. An account that is good one day could be very not good the next day. So there's really no point in making like a master list, because things change all the time. So it's really more about like teaching.
We've learned that the very hard way, just for the record.
Yeah, it's really more about learning how to curate the app for yourself. And perhaps that is some way in which what Christina was saying to be helpful in learning how to curate or helping people to bridge the gap, as she was saying.
Right. Now, only just. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, I don't think anyone can figure it out from this. And I'm going to put her in a category of people we like and respect, but occasionally we don't agree with their opinion. There's a really, really big account that we generally like and respect. And the past couple of days, they've taken a position on an issue that we don't agree with. And it's been kind of hard to see them really supporting it. But just trying to recognize that like they're still good people, and not even best friends don't agree all the time. So it's like I would still say follow this account, but just know that any account can sometimes say things that you don't agree with.
Yeah. I mean, that's a really good point. But I'd also like to follow up to Quince's thing about accounts. There are some accounts that have been open for years that only do one very specific thing. So like, for example, like BTS on Spotify would be an account where all they do is just post links to Spotify playlists, and they've been doing that for years. That's probably a safe account that you could follow and not, see any crazy. But it is, it's, the interesting thing about that though too is the anonymity that is on that app is diabolical. It's diabolical. There will be people that will create an account saying, "Oh, I'm a BTS fan," and then they'll go into the BTS spaces and they'll grab information and they'll take it back to their own fandom. It's like, it's wild, man. It's wild.
That's what it is.
There are absolutely posers who pretend to be ARMY and start like infiltrating spaces. And like there's so much that happens in closed DMs and you can't get in them because they don't trust anyone for good reason.
Right, right. And like most of the Twitter armies that showed up in the comments in that video were just like, "Hey, we're doing our best, but man, it's exhausting." And I'm like, I do not blame you, because you are literally having to check everything all the time, and it moves so fast. But I think there is some good that we could do, and I'm especially interested in those of you that have been on that app for a long time and you have like tips and tricks. Like, for example, I didn't know, somebody comes on acting a fool in one of your tweets, you just block them. You don't try to reason with them. You don't try to, it's just a block. Whereas here on TikTok, I see people in the comments, like they'll try to talk to each other back and forth a little bit more, like, because you can see faces. And so it's a little bit more personal, and there's a little bit more dialogue that opens up. In Twitter, hell no, you're not arguing with these people, because because you have no idea who's on the other end of that username. Not a clue. So you might as well just not, because you could be arguing with a 14-year-old kid. I mean, come on, Doc, I love you. Be so fucking for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The trolls.
And you, right. And you don't have time for that. No one has time for that.
Yeah.
So.
No one.
I think it applies for TikTok. Like, before you respond in a comment on TikTok, they'll look at their account first. If they're private, don't waste your time, because there's somebody that probably likes to go around and cause a bunch of shit, but doesn't ever put their own self out there to be shit on. So,
and if they don't even have their own face, profile picture, that's another indication if they're being hateful.
Yep.
If they're being hateful. But
so that's a really good point.
Yeah. Randomly, 2 weeks ago, we were hated on Twitter, and here we are now.
Don't speak too soon. Don't speak too soon. Winds change.
I mean, we could be back in another 2 weeks with some more weak tea about how we fucked it up.
You know what? Fucked around and found out. Yeah.
You know what? It's entirely possible. It's entirely possible that we could fuck it all up again. But you know what? We should enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah. And also, Katie mentioned this today, and I'm going to mention this too. For our fundraiser for UNICEF, we've gotten a lot more traction on Twitter X than we have here in TikTok.
Right.
And so we need to talk more about it on TikTok, everybody, so we can spread the word far and wide, because it's going really well on the Bird app, because people could just repost. It's really easy.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, the other thing that's a major difference that I've seen is Twitter. People are they're very happily retweet stuff. TikTok, people do not repost that often. And so it's much harder to get your stuff out there because people don't repost as often.
Right.
So it takes a lot longer, and it's much more difficult to get stuff to more audience on TikTok.
Yeah. Like, you could very easily find people on Twitter, if you've got a good cause, to repost something to their couple thousand followers like that. It's nothing. Whereas, like you said, people won't do it on TikTok.
Well, and to your point, those two stuff, the number of tweets that each account does is way more compared to the number of TikTok posts you do. Like most people TikTok post maybe like 2-3 times a day.
Right. Because you
People
have to
that are on
actually get
Twitter
in front of a camera and speak.
Mhm.
Think of what you're going
Right.
to say. It's really easy to type something up and shoot, spin, you know.
And I think that goes back to the anonymity point too. Also,
Right.
Yeah.
it's really easy to retweet something, and if it happens to go south, it's a lot easier to distance yourself from it if you just retweeted it on Twitter than it is if you like put your support behind it on TikTok with your
Right.
face.
Right.
Yeah. But that being said, I think that we have an opportunity to help people out that want to get on that app and just do very basic like support for the guys, meaning posting hashtags and things like that. And one example I wanted to show you is this. This was the 1,000 Letters for Yoongi challenge was going on with on Twitter, and I did mine, and I did a little video on how to post it on your Twitter account, as well as then go to Weverse and post it there as well, because the odds that Yoongi will see something with his own eyes are higher on Weverse.
Yes.
So you can, even if you don't want to wade into the deep end of Twitter, we can help you create an account, and all you can do is the fun stuff and the little challenges and the little retweets and posting, and that's it. That's all you got to do. So yeah, so that it's been interesting. It's been really interesting. I was definitely asking Stephanie, like, okay, put yourself back to when that chicken video blew up and tell me what the hell I'm supposed to be doing.
Hang on for the ride. That's what you did.
Yeah, that's literally what you said. You're like, to just keep going. And I'm like, keep going? Okay, all right.
Yep. Just
So-
interact and get to know people.
Good,
And
Christina. Keep going.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it'll always be an interesting thing. But yeah,
We like
whatever
doing
you can
these
do
at
to
our
support
own
the
pace.
guys.
the other
Yeah.
secret is don't live or die by the views. You know what I mean? Just make the stuff you want to make and then just let it go. I mean, interact with people if they interact with you, but otherwise it gets too like, because you're like, oh, 1 minute you're up here and you're like, wow, look at me, and then the next minute you'll get 15 views and you're like, oh, I suck, and then it's like an emotional roller coaster. So it's better if you just ignore the numbers and just do it for fun and build relationship. That's kind of my
And
theory.
truly, it's always the videos that you're like, whatever, I just made this because I liked it or whatever. And all one of those, just,
Or the
and then
ones
videos
where
you
you
work
look the
really hard
worst.
on.
If I look like shit, that one usually does. Well, I usually look like shit, but if I look more like shit than normal,
Right. Well, and
Okay,
also
taking
I
notes
didn't
look like shit.
Yeah, I also didn't know that bridging like talking about Twitter on TikTok, like talking about those armies and what those armies did here would like be something that people would be interested in hearing. I had no idea. I figured, so I just happened to stumble on that.
It's one of those things, because even we were like that. Remember, think back a few months ago when we were talking about how afraid of Twitter we were before we we were just barely dipping our toe into it, because we were like, we really need to be on Twitter.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, I don't like it over there. It's crazy. They're all crazy over there. I mean, that was us.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have the same misconception. Well, the same idea, but they are interested because we do know that there are some things that you can kind of only get on Twitter, or they're like the best on Twitter. And like, so translations and memes and things like that. And the like Katie said, or we were all saying, the fastest information, like it hits Twitter. So I think people are interested. They're just intimidated.
Well,
Like,
and right. And Pauline brings up a really good point. Most of the Twitter armies that have contacted me had said, look, if your experience is shit, you are not curating your account well enough. You really need to do some pruning, because that's the biggest thing on Twitter is you have to block these people so that you're not even in that corner. And I'm like, okay, I get it. So yeah, but no,
we're learning.
yeah, we're learning.
Yeah.
We're learning.
It's a
And
wild place. There are super, super passionate people there. Like, honestly, I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for this. Some of the people I've seen, some of the accounts I've seen there are more passionate about BTS than I've seen on any other platform. And they've been there for longer.
I don't think that's because
They were
because
on Twitter
they
first. BTS was on
Yes.
Twitter a long
Right.
time ago.
that's
They are
that is exactly
super
right.
passionate, and it goes in a lot of directions. And that's what I was saying earlier. Sometimes there's a lot of efforts going on, some of them really great. If you go to our Twitter page, we reposted about a couple of other projects. We're not the only charity project going on right now. I think we're the biggest, but somebody started one to donate 7,777 meals to kids in need. I forget what the other one was. I think it was a Canada chart, like one of the Canadian chart accounts started another one. So there's some other really great projects going on. But what also is going on, so I think everybody knows that there were, and I try not to look at it, so I may be getting some of the details wrong, but there were either protest trucks and or wreaths about Yoongi delivered to the Hive building. There was talk of them getting sent to his house. I'm not sure if it actually happened. One of the things that Twitter Army does is they find these things and they will send out a mass alert to like, hey, they're using a Google form to collect money for this. Go report that Google form for abuse. And it's like, and everybody's like, run.
Everybody's like, Apple and everybody shows up, and just
and that happens so much faster.
Yeah.
So some people got really upset about that and really upset about Big Hit has been very quiet since all of this went down. And they think that there are some people who think that there's not enough being done to protect Yoongi or defend Yoongi. I can speak for myself, and I think pretty much everybody here to say, when you're dealing with legal issues, you move very slowly. Mm-hmm. You get all your ducks in a row, you get all your facts, and you don't make a move until you're ready.
You keep your mouth shut.
Yeah, you keep your mouth shut until you're damn ready to make a move. So I personally am not mad at Big Hit at all. They're going to do what they're going to do. I'm sure they have a fucking team of lawyers on this. It's going to be a glorious day when all these people get sued.
And I actually follow a really good account on X where she is a public relations expert. And she's basically telling Army right now, just let it cool down. Mm-hmm. Let it cool down. Don't keep clicking on the negative articles. Don't keep trying to find the negative stuff. Just let it simmer. Okay. Exactly. And just keep doing that quiet positivity type stuff. Be really loud in the positive direction. Yeah. And so that's what we want to do. And I know it's hard. It's hard. Like Katie said, it's hard to sit on your thumbs and wait. It's super difficult. I mean,
my daughter, it's hard to be patient.
But you have to, and trust that they're doing everything the way that they want to do. And also, if you're right, then you can stay quiet. Right. Because you're right. And so that's the
wheels of justice turn slowly for a reason.
They really do. And I hope it's because it's just going to be like a stack of dominoes that fall when those lawsuits come out.
I might just be waiting, hoping that everybody will just shut up eventually and it can just die down rather than just keeping it.
Yes.
At the forefront.
Yeah. And they are collecting their receipts for lawsuits. I did not have time to look it up yet, but my understanding is the standard for defamation in Korea is much lower than it is here. So
it is. They're way stricter about it there.
Yeah. Just keep your popcorn on standby, guys. It's going to be glorious.
Yep.
Who was it? I think I shared it with Admin earlier. We've talked about this channel a few times in our Discord, Asian Entertainment and Culture. They're a YouTube channel, and they do really good videos. You should watch them. And she posted a long tweet earlier, including the phrase of like, those of you who have money to spend on sending, wreaths and trucks to protest Yoongi, better be glad, or, better thank the power you believe in that you have money, because you sure don't have brains. And then everybody in the comments was like, you should probably save some money for your legal fees.
Yeah.
And just think, everybody, we're going to be getting like a Cypher 5 coming up,
Look, I believe Cypher 5 is reserved for V, but Cypher 6 is open. Or maybe they can just go to Cypher 7. Yeah. Cypher 7 Unbreakable or something.
Yeah. So, I mean, but it is hard, especially since that man has been my bias since day fucking one. I have seen that man twice in concert. It's so hard to hear the negative stuff, but I just got to be like, because I don't believe any of it. I never have. So, so it means that I just gotta be chill and be cool. But it's hard. So those of you that are struggling, I know.
Christina and I talked about this earlier. So I truly believe that the money things that are coming out, the things that cause money, like the wreaths or the protest trucks, I truly believe that somebody who has deep pockets is behind that, or multiple people with deep pockets. You don't just find that kind of money in a day or two.
Throwing that around, yes.
So I truly, I don't know who, I can't say who, possibly multiple people, but I think that all the articles that came out in the news, some people say, oh, the media is against them. And maybe that's true, but I really don't necessarily think it's that, as much as they know it gets your eyeballs, they know it gets the clicks, it gets the views, it gets the interaction. Yeah, they don't care. They just want money.
Good or bad, they don't care. They just want you to click on it. They want you
Yeah.
to read it. They want you
Yeah.
to look at it. They want
Yes.
your time because it equals dollars
Yes.
to them.
So to the best of your ability, just don't give them the satisfaction. They
Yes.
bait Army. That's
Yes.
why they wrote how many thousands of articles about Yoongi and what, like
Yeah.
3 articles about that baseball player.
The baseball player who
Yeah.
who actually got into a car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was looking at the trending on Twitter, and it was like Yoongi was like, Twitter was at like 35,000 or something mentions, and that baseball player was at like 300 or something like that. And I was like, it's ridiculous.
It's,
because
you know,
it is.
I tried reasoning with somebody about that earlier, and the response I was getting back was, Yoongi's just so much more important to the country, though. And I was like, we're done.
Yeah. Well, with friends
done.
like that, who needs enemies? If that's
We're
how
done.
they-
I mean, that's
Yeah.
We're
a
done.
interesting way of showing somebody how important.
Yeah, yeah, we love you so much. We're gonna put you through fucking hell and back. Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
Here's what's interesting. Something that I also
thank
noticed
you.
about
Don't love me
something
like
I noticed
that.
about Twitter that I haven't noticed on other platforms is it's about who you follow. And something that happens when you go to anyone's page is you can see if anyone that you are mutuals with follows that person. And if they
Yeah.
basically, if somebody gets blacklisted, they will DM all of their people, or they will put out a public post and say, I see 12 of my followers follow this account. They suck. Don't follow them. And we got a DM today on the project account. I accidentally followed, because I've been following a lot of new accounts this past week, and they posted majority in Korean, and I didn't realize some of what they were saying. I accidentally followed an account that was that was really against Yoongi, and somebody DM'd me. I was like, hey, like, I don't normally do this, but I noticed that you follow this account. And I said, I'm so sorry. Like, I might have done it by accident. Let me go check. And I immediately went and looked and was like, nope, never mind. Unfollow, block.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So people do, you get blackballed on Twitter.
Well, and I mean, listen.
For serious stuff. I mean, this was a clear
Yeah.
anti-account.
Right. But you know, that's kind of, if that's the way they want to go, that's cool. I mean,
Yeah. I've just never seen that happen on another platform where like they will just take a screenshot of your profile and be like, this person's dead to me.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Well, it gets done different ways over here.
About something that might get us in trouble.
By me. It's usually me. So go ahead.
I don't know, because now the numbers are climbing up in this live, and I'm pretty sure I know why.
I'm pretty sure I know
So
why.
I'm pretty sure I know why. So yeah.
Maybe you should type it first before you say.
Yeah.
Maybe you should type it in the proper
Maybe you should type it first.
Do it.
Oh my god, you guys are hilarious.
Amongst yourselves while I'm trying to type.
Okay,
Hold on.
well, I will say this, like every time I see somebody that says, you know, retweet this if you love Yoongi, I'm like, I cannot do this fast enough. I don't have enough fingers. I will retweet every single time somebody says retweet this if you support Yoongi. So I'm just easy like that. So
She's typing.
yeah, she's
really typing.
I will
Man, the
sup-
suspense.
I will support that man.
You guys are gonna say
Yes,
no.
I
I already
will.
know.
No.
I don't even understand what she's saying. Does anybody understand what she's saying?
No. You know what we should do?
Just say it, Steph.
We should check
Say
the
it,
agenda.
Say
I
it.
was gonna say when BTS was when they all went to the military, the whole thing was who's going to be the next BTS? Who's going to be the next BTS? Who's going to rise up to be the next BTS? And my thought is, if somebody had actually been able to rise up to be the next BTS, the public over there would have even been more willing to let BTS tank because now they've got somebody else. But they don't have another BTS. They're still going to rely on BTS.
Plenty of
Because
other
the
K-pop groups
next-
are great. There's nothing wrong with them. We're not saying anything bad about them. But nobody is BTS.
No,
Because the next
By the
BTS
numbers.
is
By the numbers,
BTS when
nobody
they
else is
get back.
BTS.
That's the next BTS.
It's a stupid argument because there doesn't have to be another BTS. You could just have a group
You can be you.
that does
Yes.
well,
You
and
can
I
be
don't.
Stray
I don't
Kids. You
think
can
that
be
any of those groups
17.
want Yeah, I don't think any of those groups want to be the next BTS. They just
That's what I'm saying. If they had risen up to take the spot of being able to bring the people, bring the money, bring the whatever, if they showed the promise that BTS did, then they'd be much more willing to let BTS take. But they don't have somebody else yet, right? So it's like, we still got to use BTS. We still got to prop BTS. Well, they're not having to prop BTS. BTS is basically propping up.
I would go as far as saying that BTS is one in a generation kind of thing, and there's no next BTS.
Right, I agree.
No.
There's not.
no.
There's not.
They know that too.
Yeah, yeah. And so that I'm sure causes a lot of frustration because they weren't what they expected. They were not controllable.
Nobody thought that was going to happen.
They now have an entire globe of people peeking over and looking into the business that's going on, like their media channels and their practices and everything like that. And that must sting.
Right.
Because they want to be able, if there's corruption, the worst thing you can do is blow the doors open and put a whole bunch of light on it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And so they're very annoyed at this whole thing. I get it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Not to say that the others aren't talented. I'm not saying that.
No. Nobody would ever. I mean, the BTS listens to other music besides their own. So there's talented music everywhere. Yeah. But
all of us
They make far more money for Hybe than any other group at Hybe. I can't speak to other groups, but I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I can't quote the numbers, but I'm fairly confident they were a top selling group in Korea. So like by the numbers, nobody else is
literally
BTS.
the only group that owns shares
Yes.
in the company.
Right. But it's not just that. It's the government saying, "Hey, BTS, we want you to come do this festival one last time, even though you weren't planning for it. But then we're going to let people absolutely try to destroy you." I mean, it just. Okay, I'm done. Sorry.
I know. No. Hey, listen. We're all there. We're all there.
Yeah.
My only hope is that it sounds like the standards not only for defamation and truth telling in general. So anybody who spreads a lie about someone on the internet can be sued, but also the standards for news organizations are very different than they are here. There is a whole news ethical agency that you can be punished for basically publishing a lie about someone. So they, this JTBC who published the wrong CCTV footage has already been reported. And I think the ethics committee or whatever it's called has already said that they're going to be investigating it. So just the wheels of justice turn slowly. Just let it happen.
It's true. And if anyone was going to try to attack us and try to split us up, now is the time that they would have to try to do it, right? It has to be now, and we're almost through it. So I know they're running out of time, and so that's when people get desperate. That's when people get desperate, right? Yeah. That's when people think, oh my God, and the little man just like fell off his skin and boinked his head, and then people lost their shit.
Yeah.
So
and they will take something small, capitalize it, blow it out of proportion, and drive everybody.
And three cops just so happened to be ambling behind him that whole time, and then popped out of the corner.
I mean, let me tell you something.
Did not recognize those skinny little legs.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Like, that was very, very
convenient.
That's interesting.
Just ambling along behind, like
the boniest, most knowable legs in Korea.
Let me tell you though, Namjoon, like 24 hours before they release him, he's going to be like in a runner's stance behind the front gate. You're going to open that gate. He's done. He's going to out of there. He's should be like, all right, here we go.
Well, the other thing that I pictured too was at the first, all the reunion concerts that happen, they're going to introduce everybody and everybody's going to be excited and it's going to be wonderful. But can you imagine the reaction that Yoongi's going to get when he introduces himself that first time and everybody gets to finally support him and be screaming? I mean, it will be unreal.
Hey, it could be good for us because you know how they said they wouldn't perform Cypher 3 again? Maybe they will now.
I mean, it's funny. You know what? You actually, that's a joke, but it's also can be true because they said we're going to drop those feelings because we don't feel that way anymore. But this kind of hate and this kind of smear campaign must take them back to 2017, 2016, when they had all this shit happen almost the same way. And so it's interesting because I wonder if it does bring up those old feelings again, that made them write those songs in the first place.
If
I don't
they're
know.
like, we thought we fucking dealt with this, and now here we are. They hate us just as much now as they did then.
They sure
that would
do.
feel like a slap in the face. Like all the shit we've been through, everything we've done, and we are still not any further. You're
They
still
must be.
coming at
I
us?
mean,
Hopefully the
Mother
outpouring.
effers? Ugh.
Hopefully the outpouring of love was very visible to him or his staff who reported to him of like, hey, did you know that people put like 10,000 letters? Because we are far past 1,000.
Right.
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
Well, I
think
hope they
that's how
only
it
cared.
always was. I think they always knew they had the love of Army, but at the same time, they were getting all this viciousness from all these other
Right.
places where it wasn't
Yeah.
necessary. And
Right.
I think the thing that makes it worse is when it's your own people, your own, you know what I mean? Like,
I think that they do what we are telling everybody to do. They're sitting on their hands and not even giving it any attention. Because if you give it attention is when it gets to you.
the fire gets
Yeah.
I mean, it's like they probably know it's going on.
I
But,
did-
you know, if you have a critic, if you have a horrible like tweet sent to you, are you going to read it? No, you're going to try to avoid it. Same
I hope
thing.
Namjoon just has a
mean-
notebook of tweets he can never write, just
Yeah.
all written out.
the burn book.
You know what I found very funny though? There was a tweet where someone was saying, well, because of Yoongi, they won't be invited back to this show and this show and this show. And one of the armies in the reply was just like, bitch, we don't care.
Actually,
I don't
the
wanna
number
go
one
on it.
show that they kept saying was KBS, and apparently KBS already came out with a statement and said like, no, we don't give a shit. We're not going to be investigating anything.
But also,
Group gets
But
them
also-
their biggest numbers.
Yeah.
Their biggest numbers. Are they going to shoot themselves in the foot?
they are not.
For not inviting the group that gets them their biggest numbers.
Let me tell
KBS
you,
is like,
let
"You'd
me
be
tell
lucky
you.
if I came on your show.
Let me tell you how Namjoon would be crying if he got a notice that KBS won't let them back anymore with his black card. I'm so sorry.
Yoongi would be like, oh good, I get to sleep longer.
Yeah.
Oh god, I don't have to dance on television anymore.
Like crossing
Where's-
out that name.
Where's
crossing
that?
out
Where's
name.
that dot
Yeah.
thing that we get? No, the other one. No, the other one.
Remember
No,
that
the
old
other
cartoon?
one.
That old cartoon with the character that was like, just kept writing names on the list, and it's like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Making this. All people who
I'm
belong-
sorry. We don't care.
Yeah.
They don't need it. They don't
Oh
need it.
my god.
And they don't need it
Oh, hit the
because
top of the charts with their solos, and none of them were
I mean-
even fucking here. They don't need that
That's okay.
shit.
I'm sure
That's a
I
really
would like
good
to not
point.
come to your show.
Hey, you know what? Well, let us know when your faves can chart when they're not even fucking here.
Yeah.
And you let us know. You come back. You check back with us.
Army
Okay.
did it without it, so
Yeah.
I think that
Yeah.
they've
I
shown
mean,
that they're more than capable
the
of
point.
creating their own content.
that's
own
exactly what I
shows.
was going to say.
Or I would be like, you know what? I didn't actually want to go back anyway. It was kind of a hassle, so
They don't
Yeah.
need it. They
I mean
don't need it.
that was just great because it's like don't threaten us with a good time.
yeah.
Seriously, because I don't want to sit through one of those award shows, 3 hours of that award show, just to see my guys perform 20 minutes. I'd rather
Right.
have them be the star of the show for the whole time. So
lots
your
of people
show.
saying like, oh, they get pissed at Korea. I guess we'll have to have more international concerts.
Yeah,
See?
darn it.
What a shame.
Yep.
I just
So
think
anyways,
it's gonna be fine. It's literally
fine.
gonna be
it's gonna be fine.
Especially
It's
now
gonna
that we
be
know the
fine.
scale of it was like 90% less than people made it out to be.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's gonna be
It's-
so fun.
Yeah. It's just hard. But
Everything's going to be all right.
But I think we have a good motto here where it's just like if you need to take a step back from your social media, take a step back. If you need to keep your peace, protect your peace, do it. Just come into the Discord and go do watch parties and laugh at memes and trade pictures if you need to.
Yeah,
Take care of
never-
yourself.
If it's a good
Yeah.
cry, feel free to have a good cry, but never
Yeah.
let yourself get worked up to the point of angry tears over any of this shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah. Please come. And we have that channel now where you can scream into the void if you just want to And
Just type something.
Just type something and release it out into the universe, and then let it go. Right?
Yeah.
I think
Even if
those of
it's
us
like a
that
bunch
were-
of vowels, you just don't.
What
Yeah.
I lost tears over wasn't the meanness of or whatever, was the hurt I felt for Yoongi. I was concerned for him.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was my thing. Like, I felt like he'd worked so hard to get to the point where his parents accepted his career choice and all the stuff. And then, not that I'm saying that they're going to reject him or be shamed, but I'm not saying that. But that's like where my heart went. My heart immediately went to, oh my gosh, I hope he's okay. Like, all these assholes are going to use this against him. And that, not that I don't think can't withstand it, but that,
No,
that
but you
has
still
to hurt
care.
anybody, you know?
Yeah. No, we still care.
Yeah.
You still,
Yeah.
you still yes,
That's what
we did make the Scream into the Void thread in the Discord.
Yeah.
We did.
Okay,
You can go in and just like type if you want.
the only rule, and it's set in there, and I will whip you with a wet noodle if you break the rule. You cannot reply to anyone. The only thing you can do is react with emojis. Now, in my other server, people get very creative with the emojis. People basically write whole sentences with symbols. So do with that what you will.
Try not
That's
to
pretty
do that,
cool.
At least not until we get a groove going. We've just,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I know, Connie. It's yeah.
It's not right, but you're not going to change their mind.
Yeah.
All you can do is drown it out.
You really won't, because all they really ever cared about in the first place. They never cared about him in the first place. So it's not like they loved him and then it moved to hate.
Yeah.
They never cared in the first place.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're not losing anything by those people just going away or getting sued into oblivion, which that'll be fun
Oh
too.
yes, please.
And again, the more you don't give them attention, the quicker they go away. When they're not getting what they want, which is you feeding into them, they'll go find something
They
else to
want
do.
you to be upset, so don't give it to them.
What do you call it when you do it to a narcissist? Is it gray wall?
Storm
Gray
wall.
rock.
Gray rock. There we go.
Great rock.
Gray rock. Okay,
Gray Rock the asshole.
everybody.
Take a page of Yoongi's being a rock and become a gray rock.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
we should call it purple rocking.
We should call it purple rocking. Yeah.
I like that. Purple moon. Don't take criticism from those you wouldn't take
Purple
advice
rocking
from.
means ignore
Yeah.
the bullshit and do
Is
something
that-
positive instead.
It's the last incarnation of Yoongi, a purple rock.
Purple Rock. That Taeyoung
Nice,
is going to carry
nice.
around in his pocket.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah.
And
Ignore the
take
bullshit and
places.
post stupid memes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But come hang with us for Love Fest. Especially if you're having a bad day and you just say, I'm having a bad day, I need some love. And we'll dump it all over you.
And you know what
So-
you can do while you're hanging out with us? You can read our blog.
The blog.
Ooh, the blog.
Dun, 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 dun. I'm pulling it
Our
up.
blog that I
It could.
write every week.
True story.
This week is week 33, you guys. We're almost at our halfway point.
Just shut up.
I know, right? What
What's
the
the
fuck?
math?
That means
What is
they're
the
coming
halfway
back.
point?
They're coming back. They're
37
coming
and a
back.
half. 37 and a half.
Yeah.
Okay.
So midway through week 37 will be our halfway point. Yeah. We're almost there.
Yep.
Look at them.
Thank you.
Oh, we're halfway there.
That song when we get to week 37 and a half.
I did it for Jin's day 50 of his 100-day countdown. I need to do it again for Hobie's.
Yeah. So week 33, you guys, is called shit. Scroll up. I forgot what I fucking called it.
I just wanted to make you smile, I think.
No, that's
You shine brighter than anyone.
Brighter than
Shine
anyone.
brighter
Oh
than
my
anyone.
God, Katie.
Katie, now you're doing it too. I'm like, I don't know what we get then.
She's hiding. She's hiding.
You need to start putting that on the agenda.
I should
Oh,
have
that's
put it on the
funny.
agenda. It's my fault. It's my bad. I did this to myself. You
Sorry
shine
for my
brighter than
fault.
anyone is what week
Yes.
33 is called.
Yes.
And it is it is Map of the Soul Persona. And we started Map of the Soul Persona
Who
this
the
week
hell
and
am I?
we're finishing it next week. Persona. And we talked about intro Persona. which
Mhm.
I don't know how the rest of you feel about that song, but I fucking love that song.
It's a great song.
I think it is my favorite
Look at him.
foreign solo within BTS. I think Intro Persona is my favorite Namjoon solo. It is, and of course, it's we mentioned it briefly. I think this was me talking at the watch party. Sorry, I forget what and where I am. So Map of the Soul Persona, you guys, how do you follow up a big, huge 2-year trilogy of albums that's all about loving yourself? Well, why don't we just dive into talking about the soul and personality and then call it Map of the Soul. Okay, Alexa, if you could just leave me the fuck alone.
We're down, Alexa.
Don't make me laugh. The screen shakes.
Always in the worst possible time. It's right there in the middle of a sentence, and she's like,
It's
"Do you
always during your blog talk.
right?" It's always during the blog talk, and she's like, "Do you want to know the weather?" I'm like, "Not fucking right now."
No. Let me tell you something. The weather is hot. Look at this man.
I know.
It's hot.
Christ on a cracker! I'm just trying to talk about Kim Namjoon's on
It's
Kim.
freaking hot.
Internet.
Don't need anything else, Alexa. God.
Shut up, Alexa.
Tell me my business, devil woman. All right. Anyways, go
All
ahead.
right. Anyway, sorry. Map of the Soul Persona is BTS's journey into the soul, and they wanted to chronicle the process of what got them to loving themselves. And so they dipped into a little psychology. Once again, they've done it before. Map of the Soul Persona is based on Carl Jung's theories. I think Patricia has a blog plan in the works to talk about
I
Carl
have something I've been working on today that I can give a sneak peek on.
Ooh, you should give it to our VIPs first.
Yeah,
I will
yeah.
give it to the VIPs first, then.
So,
And then maybe on Wednesday you get to see it if you're here.
yeah. And so Intro Persona talks about all three of those major, the ego, the persona, and the shadow. Talks about all three of those. And it's basically Namjoon, like, trying to figure out who the fuck he is. And talking about what do I do when what do you do when you don't know who you are? Well, you create who you think you are. And that's what a persona is. And that's what we've been talking about this week. And I think it fits in so well with the shit that's been going on right now, because when we talk about like the internet and people hiding behind anonymity and all of that, everybody's basically, we come online and we create personas, and a lot of people think that they can just do whatever the fuck they want to do because it's on the internet and it's not real, and that's not true. It affects no matter what. So I love that Intro Persona talks about that. But the bulk of the album, some of the rest of what we've talked about this week, Boy with Love, featuring Halsey, Girl Halsey, and Microcosmos, as well as some of the songs we're going to be talking about next week. The bulk of this album, right? You want somebody next time?
It's got that big energy.
The bulk of this album is a love letter to ARMY. And it's because BTS is recognizing that the largest reason why they got to where they were, how they completed that journey of loving themselves and recognizing that they were at a place that they belonged, was because of ARMY, because we lifted them up.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I say we, obviously, like, some of us are newer ARMY and we weren't necessarily there then, but we're part of ARMY now. So, and they say, and it doesn't, Yoongi said, it doesn't matter when you found us. So,
Cosmos.
yes,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
I wanted to use that picture.
they're love letters to ARMY, you know. Boy with Love. If you guys, I don't know when you guys got into BTS, if anybody, you know, kind of in the comments, I know it's one of those ones that we find early. You know, Boy with Love is usually one that pops up pretty early when you're starting your journey down the BTS rabbit hole. And I I liked it, but I kind of wrote it off a little bit as like just a pop song at first. Like it wasn't really like my thing. And then I started to dive into it once I realized I found out that it was basically like a follow-up to Boy in Love, which is all the way back on School Love Affair. All the way back on School Love Affair. You know how BTS loves
I
self-referencing.
love the long game.
The long game.
Keep that in mind, people who fuck around.
Hey, haters.
Yes, all the way back on School Love Affair, Boy in Love, when they were just kind of like, they were still in their like, we're hip hop phase.
Right.
We say it with love. We say it with love. The passion was all
Much love. I love a man in eyeliner.
Yeah. And you know, they were wearing the school uniforms and it's the videos in a school, and it's very much like macho and in your face and like, tell me what you want, and you know, like, why are you doing this to me? It's very like it's giving very like 2000s K-drama, you know, like that sort of thing. And it's very much high school romance. It's that kind of intense, not really mature feeling. And so here they are 5 years later, and they wanted to give a different narrative. They're older, you know, a bit wiser. They wanted to give a different narrative, one that was less about the male kind of just like demanding things, and more of like, this is a cooperative thing. Like, tell me about yourself. Like, how are you? How's your day? You know, the name of the song in Korean, I cannot pronounce it because I don't have the romanization in front of me, but it translates to a poem for small things.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Where's Blue
it's like a
Tay?
poem. Yeah, it's
It's like One
There's the
Direction's
Hangul.
Little Things. Didn't they have that song? That Little Things
no
song?
clue. I have never listened
I
to
love
it.
that song. I love that song.
I can read it if you put the. Hold on.
There it is.
Is Jalen something?
Great.
Hold on.
10 out of 10.
Yep.
It takes me forever to read something in Korean.
Yeah. But anyway, it means
no.
like a poem for small.
Okay. It ends in C.
So the song is literally about finding the small joys in love and sharing them with somebody. And that is beautiful. And that's kind of what BTS was saying that they found with ARMY. It's like this little, like the small things that, you know, and so I love that. And Microcosmos is a continuation of that. Literally, like, it means small universe, or small universe is what microcosmos means from the Greek. And it's basically, we have microcosm in English. So it's like when something is a small version of something that's much larger, basically. So like the earth is kind of like a microcosm of it, so to speak. But like a person is almost like a microcosm of a world in this scenario, which is what BTS is saying, you know? And we all shine bright like stars, individual stars. It's just a really wholesome fucking song, you guys. And
It is. It's very
turns Katie
sweet.
into a sap.
Look at that.
Turns Katie into a sap. Yes.
Yeah.
We're all
Sorry.
shining.
Sorry, do you reading this? I was like, oh, the small thing song you're thinking about is Blink 182.
No, I don't. It's Little Things by One Direction. It's one of my favorite songs.
Okay. Anyway, yes, it does make
All the
It's a slow song. I love it.
Can I tell you that? Side note for Microcosmos, yesterday we went to the zoo and we rode the carousel, and the carousel played All Star. You bet I know every word to that song and sang it very loudly in public riding a tiger.
Oh,
Anyway,
that song should not be on the radio anymore. More passion.
but Microcosmos, yes. And we got tons of comments on the video on social media. Microcosmos is many people's among your favorite songs. It's not only just a great song to listen to and it builds and it's so good, but like the meaning of it is so beautiful.
Yes, and it's actually, I think it's one of BTS's favorite songs to perform live.
Oh, that's cool.
They have said multiple times it's one of their favorite songs to perform live because it gets such audience participation and it has such a deep. Again, it is literally for ARMY. And
Yeah.
they love seeing the looks on people's faces when they're singing it. So keep that in mind.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Don't cry ugly at the
if we
concert
sing
when they're
one of the
singing.
songs from next week, I'm gonna cry. I already lost the contest. Next
Well,
week.
before we get there,
Okay.
before we get there, I did want to. So we like to talk about the band. We like to talk about the bubbles briefly. So I think that the one that I wanted to ask about was having to do with microcosmos, and it was tell us about. So they basically said everybody has a star inside of them. It doesn't matter like how small you think it is or how big it is. Like it's important and it shines. So basically, there's something in you that you have to give to the world. So what is the star that is inside of you? What makes you shine? Tell us in the comments. Just really quick. Anything. It can be anything. It can be a hobby. It can be something that makes you feel important and special. 0 things. And then you guys all think of something too. Because I know that we could use it after this week we had.
You and me. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm sorry. My mom said go back to Tay. Okay, Mom. Hold on just a minute.
Teresa said she can't give us a spoiler. We have to wait for her TikTok.
Oh, okay. All right.
Now we have
That's
to wait
fine.
for her.
Oh.
Right. There's Tay Young, Mom. Here, I got one more up there. Hold on.
Oh, that's great, Anne-Marie. She said she's a great hairstylist and she makes people happy.
Aw.
Will you dye my
That's
hair blue?
awesome.
Snark.
I'm just kidding.
Great listener. That's cool. That's a skill.
Yes. Love it. Love it.
Look at this, man. We get back soon, though.
Help other people help themselves. I love that so many of these are about helping other people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, Steph, what's yours?
I don't know. I don't go to somebody else because I have no idea.
Hold on. I'll put my cat back on the screen. There we go.
All right. Who wants to go then?
Okay,
Who wants
I'll
to
go. So I love solving problems for people. I love it when people say, we can't do this, or we can't figure this out, or this is impossible. And I go, I bet you it's not. Let's do it. So I love that. I love solving problems for people. I really do not believe in the unwinnable scenario. No Kobayashi Maru for me.
Nerd.
I was going to say the same thing, so now you stole it. I was going to say the same thing because that's my thing too.
Well, you know what? We do it in different ways though, Patricia. We definitely do.
Yeah, Patricia's basically my life coach now.
Yeah. Patricia's very, very sweet with it, where I'm more like, tell me what you did
Another
to make
thing
it
that
worse
I
for
do-
yourself.
Another thing that I do that my mom also did, which I think it is a very stupid small thing, is if you tell me you need something, I might not get it for you right away, but I will get it for you. And I will do it out of the blue whenever you don't think that you don't need it anymore. I will just like show up and bring it. So I'm like that kind of person, is like, I remember things for a long time. So I will keep it in my head. And whenever I have it, you'll have it.
I can see that.
Steph, you knew the way to go because now you got all these people saying all the nice things for you. And
No, what I was going to say was I think it's very interesting how sometimes the things that you think are actually your weakest things, or the things like the very things that I would say are kind of, I probably shouldn't be that way, or the other things that people are like, oh, I think that's funny,
it's interesting how different we see ourselves versus how other people
it's very
see us.
interesting. Yeah.
I think mine is I always am able to find another way to look at something. I'm always able to find words for
Very
people
true.
when they can't, and I'm always able to see a situation, I'm usually able to see very quickly to the root of something, and work it out that way, and put the words to it. That's my thing.
Agree.
Thank you.
Come on,
Yeah,
Katie.
very true, Lisa. Oh, I'm also a problem solver, but also I'm like, have you ever seen those TikToks or like those memes of like, it's like the do 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 in the background. It's like the guy giving the pep talk. Like that's me once I get my coffee. Like me with the pep. Like you are a raving ball of sunshine, and you're gonna kick some ass someday. That's me. So that is my superpower.
I just
That's what
imagine
makes me
Katie
happy.
on like an internet Segway, rolling through DMs.
While holding a cup of coffee.
She's riding, and she's just like,
Yeah, and in my mind, I'm like, they see me rolling. They hate me.
Going to solve problems.
I totally see that. I so see that, man. Oh my
Okay, I've
gosh.
decided on mine. I think mine is
Good.
that I am honest. Just what you see is what you get. Like I'm not like a bullshitter really. I'm just like for the good or for the bad. I just say what I think, and I just am who I am. That's it. You know.
Yeah.
I am who I am.
Yeah.
I like it.
Christina, you're
I like
my
it.
friend, but your mom might be my better friend.
I know she just did a Weird Al reference, and I had to comment.
Thanks, Mom. I know. She's way cooler.
I was like, your mom's nerding harder than you are right now.
Yeah.
An absolutely
That's
true
cool,
friend.
You're
Absolutely true.
nerdy.
You know what? And here's the really cool thing about it too, is that we, when we just started all falling into place as an admin team for this project, we didn't know that we were all going to have complementing skills or talents or personalities or what have you. No clue. We just started working, right? Wow. Remember back when we were still doing like holiday stuff, and we were like, yeah, let's get this thing started somehow.
I was in
or
Spain
another.
Yep.
reading about a bat.
She was in
And
Spain
buying
taking
Funko
sales
dolls.
orders. Like, what do you want?
Yep.
What do I need to bring back in my suitcase? For
And there
you?
was no idea. Just so you know, there was no interview process. There was literally me typing for 42 seconds on a Discord channel. I think I could help with website stuff. That's it.
And I haven't been so grateful for finding all of those people.
Yeah.
To be honest.
for sure,
And
for sure.
everybody that is watching too. So
yeah,
grateful.
no, for sure. This has been, I mean, man, I can't even say.
We're gonna have the one feeling wake up when we meet in Kansas City and cry. All of us.
Yeah.
Nobody's crying. Don't
Lisa
cry
already
around
made
me.
cry once today.
Uh-oh.
Oh, go ahead, Katie. This is your segue.
The segue on
Oh,
the segue.
I won't tell them which song. I mean, there's only so many songs on the album, so like you'll know. But
Yeah.
there is a challenge next week in one of the blog posts. Please read it because Quinn challenges you to get through a music video without crying. I failed,
Oh.
and I did not. What was the song? Love Wins All. I didn't
Oh
cry
my
at that.
God.
That didn't move me at all. I
Oh,
wept.
the IU song. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't. IU didn't
Just
move me at all.
Just wait
It
until
was
you
a
see the
great song,
pictures.
but like everybody else was freaking weeping, and I was just like, "That's a cool song."
Yeah. Just wait until you see the pictures I put in next week's blog.
Have seen them. As soon as you were like, I'm out of there, I went, oh, are you now?
What
Yeah,
did
no,
you
I
do?
told her that. I was like, "How dare you make me watch this?" She goes, "If I have to suffer, we all have to suffer together."
That's true. Yep, that's fair.
Literally my answer to everything when they're like, how could you do this? And I'm like, everyone suffers with me. I don't know what you thought this was going to be.
Right.
I don't
Right,
know.
right.
I don't know. And listen, I didn't know that I was going to be experiencing deep levels of therapy every fucking week while I write this blog. I didn't know. Who knew? Not me. But here we are. And so guess what? Everyone gets to go through therapy with me.
As long as you're
Round
the
'em
one
up.
paying.
And it's free. And it's free therapy.
Fat Bottom Girls Rock. This is what you don't pay me for. Exactly.
Right?
Uh,
This is what we're doing. And
you know what though?
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing about this project, whether it's,
yeah.
I've said it 100 times, the amount of self-introspection I've had to do is complete fucking bullshit. And
It's terrible, man. It's terrible.
Well, and then we pick a band to do this project about who's all about introspection and
Precisely that.
like
yeah.
So we we doubled up on
Wait
the
until
level.
you read what I'm writing.
Oh, Patricia,
Wait
come
to
on.
Yeah,
read
so
that.
has a whole series about loving yourself and all of that, and then dives into the soul and Jungian psychology. I mean, just why?
Carl
Why do we do
Jung.
this to ourselves?
Are you kidding me? The map of the soul.
It's fine.
Man,
fine.
it's fine. It's gonna be fine.
I
You
mean,
get to like hang on to your daddy issues on this freaking project. You gotta deal with that shit.
There's
Yeah.
so much you got. Oh, you hate yourself? You won't anymore. We're gonna make you like yourself. We will
no
drag
matter
you,
what, whatever you do, you're gonna love yourself.
kicking and screaming into loving yourself. I don't care if you don't want to.
We are gonna
That
microcosmos
is true.
the
The
shit out of
only
you.
daddy
Seen
issues
that
you're allowed to
meme
keep
of-
around
You
are
ever seen
about
that
RM.
meme?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that meme of the giant bear? Somebody in like a bear costume that like busts into a room and starts like wailing on this
Yes.
bag or something, and it's like Namjoon when he hears an army say they don't love themselves.
Oh, have you ever seen the
He
memes of the
must have-
panda just like going
No.
ape shit on a desk?
No, he busts through like the Kool-Aid
Flipping
man,
the table.
It
right?
must be like the Kool-Aid man, and he's like, "What?"
Yeah, Namjoon's like, somebody's not loving themselves. He comes through. Yeah.
I still love
I
the
like
image
it.
now. I think it was Christina who said it, of Namjoon just like perched 24 hours before his discharge. Like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
I'm ready
He's
to go.
literally,
Eyes on the
he's
prize.
like, yeah, he's like this. He's like, just open the gates, open the gates.
He's
Right,
ready right
Namjoon, do you
now.
want to say goodbye? No,
With-
just, I said goodbye
With-
already. Just move.
With
Yeah.
the saxophone under his arm.
Yeah, with arms.
Right.
The
Strap on.
saxophone under
Don't-
his arm.
Yep. Strapped, ready to go,
Locked and loaded.
Like he,
I actually like the way the saxophone's on his back like a quiver.
yeah.
Yes.
Action.
Way-
Don't you guys feel like sometimes, I'm going to get serious here for just one moment.
Fine.
Right.
Seriously?
Like when you think of like them writing those songs, and even RM on, often saying, "I'm still trying to figure out how to love myself." Like it's still a battle that he goes with. And I
Yeah.
think that when you're in something, like I know that our universe is small, and the eyes on us are small, obviously in comparison to what their experience is. But still, when you feel the more eyes on you, it does fuck with your brain.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm totally now getting more that back and forth of, okay, yeah, I'm pretty cool. Oh, no, I'm not. You know what I mean? Like that, like, I think I've got, oh, nope, I don't. That whole thing that they kind of have to go through. Anyway, it's been a really interesting, and to feel like you're carrying sort of a mission.
Yes.
And you don't want to fail the mission. You know what I mean? Like you just want to honor the mission, and you want to honor the people that love the mission. And oh my God, what do you do if you drop the ball? And then so it just starts messing with your mind. It's like, it's a weird mind fuck. It just is. So when I think of it on their scale, like it just, you know what I mean? I just,
I talked about this a couple weeks ago. I think I can see even more as time goes on why they're just like, you know what, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want that makes me happy, because no matter what I do, somebody's gonna be mad anyway. So I'm just gonna put out what my heart says and do what makes me happy. And I was thinking about it earlier when we were talking about, when you were like, whenever I look like shit, my videos do well. And I was like, yeah, I remember when we first started lives, I would make sure my hair was done and I would like put on makeup. And, like, now I'm like rolling up in whatever sloppy ponytail I have.
Yeah.
doing the salad.
Whatever is going on.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
look
it's
at
just
this.
like, I'm just here. I'm just here to have fun. This is who I am.
But in one
the more
moment,
time
that
goes
feels
on.
great and comfortable. But in another moment, you're like, is that what I should be? I mean, to me, that's how I do it.
No, I
But
get
it's
it.
Are you
like-
sure?
But
Yeah.
it's like when the guys, like now in the latest lives we've seen them, it's like, I'm not wearing makeup. Like they say that.
Right.
I remember like Yoongi's live with Jimin after the concert in Newark because I was in that concert. So when I was coming back home, that's when, and he's like, I'm not wearing any makeup. I was like, well, yeah, people already have seen you without makeup. What do you care? You know?
Yeah. Nobody cares. And
It's a little bit like that.
Because it's like a mask a little bit for them, right? They get the opportunity to wear that mask
Yeah.
a little.
Right.
Yeah. It's
I
the
think-
persona, the
Right.
stage persona. And I'm going to go back to it because it is. I mean, I've had quite the weekend with Namjoon. I've been like, I was listening to Persona earlier because I'm like writing this thing and there's a whole thing about Persona, but I was like reading the lyrics very carefully. And I was also watching Sleep and Bardell talking about the interview with Pharrell.
Yes.
And when you read the lyrics of Persona, which is really interesting, is you see kind of the beginning of whatever he put in Indigo, whatever he put in Right People, Wrong Person, and in that interview with Pharrell, there's also a lot of like kind of keys that kind of take you in that direction where he was going. And it's like a sequence of events. If you watch it all together and if you read it all together,
You can
you
when
see
really
how
look-
they have, how they have grown into themselves in a way.
when you
And
look at
they
their
are
discography.
they're really living the things that they're preaching in their lyrics, which is so interesting.
Yeah.
So interesting.
so refreshing. Like, so,
Yeah.
And it
Steph's
doesn't
thing
mean that they
about
love
the
themselves
eyes
every
on us-
second.
Steph's thing about the eyes on us, like, obviously, again, to a much smaller degree. But like, imagining when I think about, because, you know, I was saying, I made that video about like protecting your peace, and Christina said it earlier. You know, if you meet, you know, I hop off of social media for days at a time because I don't like the energy that I'm getting. So I'll just, you know, hop off. It's fine. I can't imagine, like, they don't have that grace. They can't just do that. And so to turn it around, and I think of the many eyes on them, and to think of how it destroys so many people who have less fame than them. I don't understand the level that they are on, and yet they have managed to remain as humble and kind and introspective and caring as they have, like, because so many haven't. And because fame is crazy, it will do crazy things to you. Some people, it has literally, you know, like, turned them into a completely different person. So
Well, did you see the interview just came out with Jen, and they asked him a question about all that? And he goes, I really don't see myself that way. Like, I'm just a normal, I see myself. And I believe that. I totally believe that they do not believe their own press about themselves.
Exactly.
They are who they are, and they have not tried to. And maybe that comes from all the attack, and they weren't going to be able to make people happy anyway from day one. So they're like, fuck it, we're going to do what we want. So maybe that was part of it. They're just who they are.
yeah.
But I also believe they are surrounded by a good group of people.
Yeah.
Like the people that they work with are a good group of people. I also believe Bang
Yeah.
PD, didn't he have some kind of like university degree on psychology? He is like a father. I mean, like when he kind of walked up to them in that, when they were sitting, they were telling them they were going to America. And he goes like, are you happy? I was like,
Yeah.
you have to find a way to be happy.
Yeah.
And that is like having people that talk to you like that when you're in that situation is what makes you kind of be the way they are, because, you know, they're surrounded by good people and also where they come from. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of that.
I mean, I found that very interesting when they were talking about, I think they first talked about that in the Monuments series. Was that from? But we've seen that clip where it's like right when they were just starting to blow up in America.
Yeah.
Like, and they were starting to get invited to all those award shows. And Bang PD was like, do you want to take 6 months off?
Right.
Because like you could see the burnout, and they could see they were, you know, and all that. That's right around that time when all that talk started, like, do we want to keep doing this? And he was, you know, and And when he was like, well, do you want to just take 6 months off? It kind of like put it into perspective for them. And you know, like Namjoon was like, right now, when we're right about to like reach out and grab it, like, so it, but the fact that he was willing when they really were about to like reach out and grab like that big cash cow that is America, you know, and
Is that when he was saying that the
And bring their
numbers were showing
homies.
they might win the billboard? Was that when he was saying it's looking like you're gonna possibly win it? Is that conversation?
I think it was when they were invited. I think they kind of knew what it was, the top social artist thing.
Okay,
And it was
okay.
kind of like a, well, you're probably going to win it because they invited you to be there.
Yeah.
But it's not for certain. Because I think in Korea, it's a little more certain. If you get invited, you know you're winning awards.
Gotcha.
Unless you're like a brand new group or something.
Unless you're them now and they just want you there to increase their ratings, but
Or
back
not.
then, yeah.
Back then.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But it was right around that time. Yes. So
Yeah.
I think it's crazy, but that's the kind of energy that they had, and that's what has put them where they are today. So
Yeah, for sure. All right.
we went a little
We're going to wrap
over.
it up.
Yeah.
We're going to wrap
We
it up.
have to
You're gonna-
wrap it up.
Next
Packet.
week, we're week 34 dropping very shortly. A little tiny sneak peek, you guys. And we've kind of talked a little bit about this in Christina's like greatest Bangtan moments, iconic Bangtan moments, but we do have a certain date coming up in the content next week, a very exciting date, August 11th, 2019. Somebody tell me in the comments really quickly before we go, what happened on August 11th?
11th, 2019. August 11th, 2019.
2190811.
190811. What is it?
Nope.
Come on.
Not
Somebody's going to get
Dynamite.
it. Somebody's going to get it.
Somebody's gonna get it.
2019.
There's
Ooh,
terraphrasing.
maybe, but what about? But it's not just. But what about? You gotta be a little bit more specific.
But where?
Ah,
It is-
Alpha Bangpo.
There it is.
There you go. There you go.
Yes.
Lot family
Lot-
concert.
Lot
Jojo
Family
Cook.
concert. Now, of course, it's not the only time they did a Lot Family concert, and they were all there. It wasn't just JK. But this is probably the most
We're all
famous.
focused on JK, yeah.
This is the most famous.
He was definitely having a peak day.
JK.
He was definitely having a peak day. So stay tuned because we have that coming in next week's content where we finish up our coverage of Map of the Soul persona.
Yes. Very nice. Well,
I love it.
Thanks, guys.
everybody.
What about the house phone? What about
I know.
the house phone?
I know. It's my children. Lives mean nothing to them. They're like, they'll come right behind me and be like, is the camera on? I'm like, baby, that's what live mean. Okay, go. Go. Anyway.
Thank you guys for joining us. Love you as always.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you. Have a great week.
Kamsahamnida.
Take care of yourselves.
Hey,
Don't forget yourself,
what the heck,
bye.
Kamsahamnida.
Know where to find us. Bora